Looking further into the patterns of daily life throughout the city, we analyzed the city's characteristics based on individual travel patterns and activities. The team used building and unit data to understand where individual business and residential areas are located. Combining the business district and residential information shows that many residential buildings, colored yellow, are in the outer areas of the city, which means potential long commute times to business locations, colored in red. Comparing home locations by rental cost shows a very different distribution, with many high-cost apartments being close to the city center near potential businesses. Using advanced clustering algorithms, we can group participants given their overall happiness score. As shown in the visualization, the majority of people are happier if they live close to the center of the city. Likely a shorter commute, better access to facilities, and employment options contributes to this happiness. Distributing home locations by age group shows that younger generations are drawn towards the city center, whereas older people tend to live further out with a high concentration in the northwest part of the city. The traffic patterns of the city depend upon the time of day. Many people are commuting to work, and increased traffic is measurable between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. each day, especially near the two connecting gateways. Analyzing the commute patterns to different districts of the city shows that about 50% of all employees travel more than 1 hour to work. People living close to their employer typically arrive in less than 15 minutes. To better understand overall daily routines and general travel patterns, we investigated one of the participants in more detail. Shown here is participant 40, who is 55 years old and lives in a household of 3 with children. This participant worked primarily for 2 employers throughout the year, initially working for job 228 until accepting a better paid job 534 in April 2022. As a result, workdays changed from Monday to Friday to Wednesday. This activity dashboard for participant 40 reveals the tasks in daily life. It shows that the overall activity level for each mode didn't change much throughout the year. However, it shows that the participant always stayed home during the night hours between 1 and 7 p.m. or recreational activities typically done between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. Visits to restaurants to eat lunch are typically restricted to 2 p.m. Given the job change in April and related different working days for participant 40, the daily routine changed significantly. Very noticeable is the change on Thursday, which was a working day in March, but not for the rest of the year. A path analysis shows a very typical workday routine from home to work to restaurant to work in March, but a more weekend-style routine from home to restaurant to home for May. The participant mostly travels between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. to commute to and from work, just followed by 5 p.m. mostly used to travel to restaurants and pubs. Looking further into the daily travel routes in the city also reflects the change in workplace early in the year. Given the first job, 228, was located in the eastern part of the city, the participant traveled mostly in the western part after the job change in April. Overall activity levels between participants remained similar throughout the study. However, there are changes in activities on a month-to-month comparison. Across all participants, recreational activities, for instance, dropped by 12% in the month of November and then began to climb again by 10% in the month after. Looking into the travel patterns across all participants shows a moderate decline in commutes at different times of the day. In particular, the weekend travel patterns show a slight decrease in average traffic counts towards the end of the study. Filtering to only participants with more than one job shows changing travel hotspots by month as people switch jobs. November seems to be the peak travel activity for this group of participants, with December being the lowest.